Okay, so we're going to start with our new module. We're doing some multiplication, and you will see that it's very simple to do. I know you will have a lot of success with this because you're going to go, give me something harder. Okay, first problem, 40 times 3. 40 times 3. Not the algorithm. You are not you were doing this in your head. And you can explain, how did you do it in your head? Who can explain it? Ellie?
I just took off the 0 and 4 times 3 is 12. And that is 0.
Okay, so she did 4 times 3 is 12. And then she added a 0. Another strategy to do this problem. Onder?
I did 5 times it, so I did 3 times 0 is 0. And then I did the 3 times the 4 is 12.
Okay, so you did 3 times 4 is 12. And then you did 3 times 0 is 0. And then smash them together. Okay, he didn't add them together, he just added the number. Tim?
You just write 40 3 times and then you plus it.
You do what?
You could just put 40.
Oh, 40 plus 40 plus 40.
Yeah.
I like that strategy, that's
And
good.
it's not long.
Okay, 40, so 4A12. Great strategy. Any other strategies on solving this problem? Doc?
I just did the 40 times table, 40, 80, 120.
Okay, so you counted by 40s too. 40 times, he just knew that 40 times 3 is 120. Okay, another way, this is kind of based on what Onder was saying, is if we have 40 times 3, this is kind of like the area of a rectangle, okay? So 40 times 3 is just 120. Or if we did it like this, a 4 and a 0, so 4 times 3 is 12, 0 times 3 is 0, smash them together, 120. Okay? Now, how many people feel like they do okay with these things? You don't feel too intimidated. Okay, good. Next. Okay, what if you had something like 40 times 30? Should we panic?
No.
No.
We never did.
Can I use the same strategies as the last problem? Okay, so write down the answer. In the way that you figured it out, there's not necessarily a wrong way unless you're doing it something wacko, but okay. And sharing strategies, Abby.
So I did 4 times 3 equals 12, and then there's a 0 and a 4 and a 0 and a 3, so I just added 2 zeros to the end.
Okay, another strategy, Cooper.
Well, the last problem was 120. It was 40 times 3, so 120 times 10. I just added a 0.
Okay, good strategy. Jack.
I did, since it was 4 times 3 last time, since it's just another 0, I just put another 0 on the answer.
Okay, good. Anyone another way to do it? Okay, so another way is 4 times 3 is 12, and I'm having a 0. I'm really multiplying by 10, and I'm multiplying by 10. So I know 4 times 3 is 12, okay, and 12 times 10 is 120, and 120 times 10 is 1,200. Okay, I can always go to the base, which is the 4 and the 3, and then I can look at how many zeros are in my problem, 1, 2, and add them at the end. Questions about this one? Okay, so let's get really crazy. 4,000 times 30. Really, Mrs. Barron? I'm supposed to do that in my head? Can I use the same strategies? Okay, so think about that. Okay, Ellie?
I just did 4 times 3 again and added the 4 here.
And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, and my answer is 120,000. A different way to do it. Chloe?
So, I knew that if 4 times 3 is 1, is 12, and then if, like, 40 times 3 is 120, and then 40 times 30 is 120 with another 0 at the end, and so if I knew that this would probably be 4 zeros.
Okay,
Because like 30 has 1 0, 4,000 has 3 zeros.
okay, good. So there's a total of 4 zeros here. So these are not too hard, I don't think, right? Okay, let's look at another one. Let's do something a little less nice. 451 times 8. Okay, I'm going to break this into partial products as one way to do it. Okay, so does everybody agree that this is the number 451? Okay, so knowing what I did on my previous problem, how do I solve 400 times 8? Doc?
You just do 8 times 4 and add the 2 zeros.
Okay, so 4 times 8 is 32, and then you said just add 2 zeros. Cool. Okay, can I use the same strategy with 8 times 50? Okay, so what is 8 times 5, Constantine?
8 times 5 is 40.
Okay, is 40, and then I add a 0. I'm multiplying by 10 again, and I get 400. What is 8 times 1?
8 times 8.
Is 8. Okay, so now I'm going to add these three numbers together. So I have 3,200 plus 400 plus 8. $3,608. Okay, now let's do it. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it, 451 times 8. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 4 is 32 plus 4, 36. Oh, it's the same answer. That's weird. Just kidding, it's not. Another way or thought of how you broke this apart to do it. On there?
So I broke a 451. I did 451 8 times and then plus 10.
Oh, okay. That's totally legit. Now you're gonna struggle if you get past maybe 10 times. You're gonna end up having a lot of adding to do. But is that a way to do it? Yes, because multiplication really is addition, right? It's just shortcuts, right, Doc?
I technically just did the thing in my head. I just did 8 times 1 is 8 and 8 times 5 is 40. I keep a 0 and put 4 on top of that. And then 8 times 4 is 32 plus 4 is 36. I just did it in my head.
Okay. Well, I can't do that because this is what I do. If I said 8 times 1 is 8, I'd be okay with that. Then 8 times 5 is 40. I think I would remember the 0 here, but if I have to leave a 4 up here and then do this in my head and remember to add the 4, I will forget something in between. I will forget to add the 4, or if I remember the 4, I'll forget that this was a 0. I can't do both things. My brain will not hold that. And it's been that way since I was a little kid. I couldn't hold that information in my head. I have to write it down. But remember, I married Mr. Barron, who can do all of this in his head, plus more. That's what made my heart go pitter-patter, because he could do all this math in his head without writing it down. Just kidding, that's not one. Okay. Happy? Lies. Okay. Next. 1,900 times 20. 1,900 times 20. How many people can do this without using a standard algorithm? How can I break this down into simpler numbers? So I am not going 1,009. This is what I'm avoiding. I'm avoiding this. I'm avoiding that. What can I do? We'd be a lot faster, Cooper.
Just do like 20 times 1,000 and then 20 times 900 for 2.
Okay, so 1,000 times 20 and 900 times 20. Okay, I feel like I can do that, right? So what is 1,000 times 2 is 2,000 and add a 0. What is 9 times 2 is 18. Okay, 18 and how many zeros? 3. And then I can add them together. 38,000. What's another way to do it? Under?
I did 1,900 times 2, and then I added a 0.
And then I add a 0 at the end. Okay, this is how I did it. 19 times 2 is 38. I know that because I know that 20 times 2 is 40. And I subtract 2. Right? Did we know that trick?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm rounding to a friendlier number than 19. 20 is friendlier. So I have 20 times 2 is 40. Okay, and I had 2 of those, so I subtracted 2 because 19 is 1 away from 20. And I had 2 groups, so I have 40 minus 2 is 38. And I know that. And then how many zeros do I have altogether? 1, 2, 3. Done. Okay, Doc?
I just did 19 times 2. I got 38 and then 4 zeros.
Yep. Okay, so we're trying to avoid always using the standard algorithm. This is fine for lots of numbers we're gonna have, but for these types of problems, we don't need to waste all that time. Okay, we can find shortcuts. If we're paying attention and don't go back, we gotta remember to go back and count up the zeros at the end that we're multiplying by tens by and not leave them in the dust, okay?